I think, has an economic development agenda. I'd like to turn to Kevin next. Perhaps you could share some insights with your program, and then we'll go to Mark and on to Peter. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. You know, one of the things you learn quickly about Columbus is taking advantage of the right time, the right opportunity at the right time. And it's hard to get this much media in the room, so I don't know how you did it. So I'd like to take this opportunity to announce my re-election. And my agenda is going to be, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm impressed with you getting these people here and getting so many people to focus. No, it's an honor to once again stand with Huntington Bank as a leader in our financial institution community, but also in the state of Ohio. It's that kind of innovation and creativity that will allow us to go from the deep, dark recession that we're in today to the prosperity of tomorrow, where job creation and job retention will flourish as the foundation of our economy. I'm so honored today to be a partner in that process. I know that Governor Strickland understands the role of small businesses. I know that Director Barbash and the Department of Development are working steadfast to help think of creative and innovative ways that we can partner with our financial institutions to overcome some of these difficult economic challenges that we're all struggling to overcome. But as I think of the Treasurer's role, I think of a way that we can use our resources also strategically and innovatively to partner with the Huntington Bank and with the Department of Development so that we can get an even bigger bang for our buck. And the program that comes to mind that I'm excited to link to these efforts is the Grow Now program that has existed with the Treasury in the form of our linked deposit model since the early 80s under Marilyn Withrow. But more recent statistics have allowed the Treasury to be a part of the creation and retention of over 20,000 additional jobs in the state of Ohio. And in the last 2 years, we've invested nearly $400 million in small businesses, in job creation and job retention, that we'd like to continue to find the creative way to link to these resources so that, as Steve Steinour talked about, we look at ways where strategically we can be different, but also begin to move the marker, even if just a little bit more. And so he talked about this area of gap financing that many small businesses face when they're looking to expand or retain jobs or even just continue with the business that they're doing. And so we believe that our Grow Now program, which is our linked deposit model, can do just that. And the way it works, simply put, is imagine a triangular shape. And imagine at one point is the borrower. At the second point is the bank. And at the third point is the Treasury of the state of Ohio. Well, the borrower, say a guy like Peter Larson, walks into the bank and goes through the process and fills out an application, goes through the approval process, and gets approved for a loan through the bank. And then after that's approved, you would come to the Treasury of the state of Ohio, and we would approve you for our Grow Now program. Well, what that means is then we would turn to the bank and take out some kind of financial instrument that would link to the loan that was made to the borrower. So what that means, let's say a CD, for example, a certificate of deposit. And so in Mr. Larson's case, it would be for $100,000. And we would take out a CD from Huntington Bank in that amount. Well, this is the key, and this is what makes it a win-win-win opportunity for us all, is instead of the state taking the full return on the CD or the yield, we would share that yield or that return with the borrower, thus decreasing their costs, allowing them to do more with their loan, allowing them to perhaps create or retain more jobs. The bank gets the capital, so they get to not use their own deposits, and they can do other creative things with those resources. And the best part about it, at the end of the day, the Treasury gets its principal back. And so it's a win-win-win for everyone, and that's the kind of strategic thinking that we have to employ if we're going to continue to be competitive in the 21st century global economy. And even in the midst of the challenges in this economy, thinking differently, thinking creatively, and thinking innovatively is the way that will lead us out of some of the challenges that we're facing today. So we're terribly excited to be a part of that. And to give you an example, and what we've been able to do, even in just 4 short months in office. We've dedicated $70 million in 4 months to small businesses throughout the state of Ohio to create or retain 2,600 jobs. And in today's market, retaining jobs is a big deal. And so that's the kind of strategy and the kind of partnership and collaboration that the Treasury is excited to join in with Huntington Bank. And if I had a trophy or something to give you right now as being an innovative leader for our financial institutions in Central Ohio and Ohio, I would be honored to award that to you today in how your short tenure in leadership has impacted Central Ohio and Ohio, but most importantly, our future. Thank you very much.